Hi there, this is Sonal, and in this video we are going to tap on boosting self-esteem. Now self-esteem is the sense of self-worth, how valuable you consider yourself to be. Now our self-esteem is affected by many things around us, many all of the advertisements we see, the when we see other successful people, when we all the demands the society places on us. So all of these things together, they build our self-esteem, because then we start comparing the demands versus how good or you are with respect to them, how well you are meeting the demands of the society, how successful you are. And if you feel that you are falling way short, you're not good enough, you don't feel worthy enough, then you could have a low self-esteem. Now I want to say that having a low self-esteem is not your fault. It's merely a result of conditioning. You have been conditioned into having a low opinion of yourself, of not considering yourself worthy enough. And it can very easily you can very easily condition yourself to have a positive, strong, good, healthy self-esteem, and that's going to show up in all the areas of your life. So and you are going to be able to contribute better to the society even with the same skills when you have a better self-esteem. So now, what are the signs of a negative self-esteem? You might, low self-esteem. If you have a low self-esteem, you might constantly be plagued by thoughts like, I'm not good enough, especially comparing yourself to somebody else, or I'll amount to nothing. Nothing ever works out for me. I always fail. I'm not good looking. I feel rejected. It may work for others, but it doesn't work for me. So it's always like there are it's almost as if there is an inner critic that's sitting inside your head, and who's always putting you down, who's always making you feel like a worm basically. And you are much better than that. You don't need to have these thoughts in your mind. And the good news is, tapping is a great way to boost self-esteem and to uproot such self-sabotaging harmful thoughts from the root. So what I would like you to do is to uh, to think back to any such time which was especially self-defeating, where you felt like nothing was going right for you, everything was going wrong, you didn't feel so good about yourself. Maybe you had failed an interview, or had come out of a long-term relationship, or you took up something, you took up a project and you failed and you didn't feel so good about yourself. Or it may be that you were just surrounded by people who made you feel bad about yourself, and then you ended up repeating those thoughts on autopilot to yourself, and which has led to this low self-esteem. So if you can recall any such time in your life, do that. And if you can't, just be aware of your general thoughts and tap along with me. You don't have to repeat my words after me. You can just listen to them silently and tap along with me. And EFT tapping is a very safe and natural method to get rid of any such negative thoughts. But I request that if you choose to follow along with the tapping actions in this video, you please take full responsibility for yourself. So now, without further ado, let's get tapping. Even though I seem to have a low self-esteem, a low opinion of myself, a low regard of my self-worth, I'm just not good in general. I'm not good enough. I even feel worthless at times. I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I'm not good enough and I'll probably amount to nothing, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I find it very hard to think good thoughts about myself, to feel confident, and to consider myself worthy of the good things in life, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. So that was the setup tapping which we do to get rid of any kind of inner resistance that we may have to getting rid of our negative self-sabotaging beliefs. So once that is done, now we will go to the tapping points on the face and body. So simply follow along. I have what they say a low self-esteem. I don't think very highly of myself. I find it hard to believe that I could be successful, I could be loved and accepted. I sometimes feel like I'll amount to nothing. That's what I have learned. I just don't feel so good about myself. I'd rather be someone else. Sometimes I feel like a loser.